In this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is Boyle's law. Let me give you an illustration first. Imagine if we have a column where the volume can be adjusted. And let's say there's some gas particles inside of it. So I'm not going to put too many, maybe like 7 gas particles. Now let's say if we apply a force to compress this container in order to decrease the volume. So now the volume is greatly decreased and we're still going to have the same 7 molecules. So now, what can you tell me about the pressure inside of this container? Is it greater or less than the pressure in the first one? So, in this container, the volume is relatively high. And here, the volume is low. So, as we decrease the volume, what happened to the pressure? And notice that in this container, the particles are more spread out, and so they collide with the walls of the container less frequently. And here, all the particles are bunched up together. There's not much space between the particles, and so they collide with the container more frequently. It turns out that the gas pressure is proportional to the number of collisions. So therefore, the pressure is higher in this container and it's lower in that container. And so, this is the basic idea behind Boyle's law. Pressure and volume are inversely related. So, if you decrease the volume, the pressure will increase. And likewise, if you increase the volume, the pressure will decrease. So the pressure of a gas inside a container, given that if a temperature is held constant, is dependent on the volume. If you decrease the volume at a constant temperature, the pressure will increase. If you increase the volume at a constant temperature, the pressure will decrease. And that's Boyle's law. Now, the equation that is associated with Boyle's law, you need to know that it is this in this equation. P sub 1 times V to sub 1 is equals P sub 2 times V sub 2. So, this is the equation that you're going to use when solving volume and pressure problems. Now, you need to know the shape of the graph that is associated with Boyle's law. So let's say if we plot pressure on the y-axis and volume on the x-axis, we know that as the volume increases, the pressure should decrease. Now, do you think the graph should look like this? It's not going to be a straight line. Rather, it's gonna be a curved line. As the volume increases, the pressure will decrease, like this. So that's the correct shape for this problem of this type of law. You might see this in a multiple choice practice test, or you might be given 4 or 5 graphs and need to know which one is associated with Boyle's law.